Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Rolex Cellini Prince reference 5441/9. You can see this manual winding Art Deco inspired Rolex Prince on our website. Purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen to see our full listing for this watch, with additional accessories included, high resolution images, and naturally complete pricing details for this white gold Rolex Prince. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that the Cellini Prince, which ran from 2005 to 2015, has a look, a shape, and an ambiance completely unlike anything else in the Rolex catalog. Then or now, this watch is out of time, quite literally a product of the Art Deco era. It looks incredibly exotic, almost alien on the wrist. If you're used to Rolex Oyster cases, this is a million miles removed from experience and wonderful for it. Now, the bare dimensions make it very, very wearable. 26 millimeters across the broad of the case, that is from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, not including the crown. It's also remarkably slim. Although it looks thick, that's only because of the shear of the sides. It's only 9 millimeters thick, so you'll have no trouble wearing it underneath a formal cuff, and that is where this watch belongs, although considering the stellar aesthetics, you're going to want this one to stand out, not hide underneath your sleeve. From lug to lug, the fit is very similar to a 36mm Rolex Datejust, that being 44.5, this being 44 even from lug to lug. Now you'll note that the watch is cambered. It has a curve to it. That camber is matched by the curve of the sapphire. Expensive to make and impressive in execution. The fact that the watch also boasts 100-meter water resistance, despite lacking a screw-down crown or a round crystal, is very, very impressive. This is Rolex at its best, aesthetically and in terms of engineering. Now you'll note the dominant feature of the watch is the stylistic element known as the gadron. On the dial and on the movement, which we'll see in a moment, gadron circulaire, linear on the lugs. They break up the mass of the case and emphasize the curvature around the wrist. It's a machine-age aesthetic that works beautifully. Now, of course, the watch does have a double deployant matching white gold clasp. I'm going to open that up and give you some insights into its construction. You can see very different in shape and function than the Rolex Oyster clasps. You'll also note that it's paired with a strap completely unlike anything fitted to other Rolex models. Even those Daytona references and date-dates that are on straps, this one is thinner. The quality lacks for nothing. It's absolutely beautiful. But you can see how it's folded such that its seams are disguised, as are the stitching. There's no stitching on the top of the strap. It has a light gloss finish to it, and again, it is just so thin. It's evocative of a bygone era of elegance. You'll also note that although it is not Oyster style, this is nevertheless a very heavy and heavily built and impressively finished double deployant buckle. I'm going to close it just to show you how beautifully finished it is, almost a mirror shine externally. The fact that it has good mass is to your benefit because it provides nice counterbalance to this watch, which, despite its discrete dress dimensions, is nevertheless a heck of a lot of gold and fairly heavy on the wrist. It does impress. Now, you'll see the dial featuring gadron circulaire has separate elements for hours, minutes, and then small seconds. This is Art Deco style. Shaped watches were all the rage between the wars. Think of the models from the Cartier Tank to the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso to the Rolex Prince, which launched originally in 1928, had its heyday during that era, and was largely phased out before the beginning of the 1950s. But in 2005, Rolex brought it back as an upscale flagship within the Cellini line, Rolex's line of dress watches. And what really set this one apart wasn't just that it proudly echoed the Art Deco inspiration of its forebears, but that it became the first production Rolex to feature a display caseback. Yes, Rolex lets you see the movement on the Cellini Prince. Now here you can see its reference 7040-3. It features the gadron circulaire across its bridges, and there's a beautiful dressage on the ratchet wheel and the crown wheel. The ratchet wheel denoting the position of the mainspring barrel, the crown wheel transferring power from the crown to the ratchet wheel. Now you'll also note that although you really can't see the balance, I'll fill you in with a little secret. It's free sprung, and it does use a Breguet overcoil hairspring. It does feature 70-hour power reserve, so you don't have to wind it daily. It's an occasional pleasure, not a constant chore. It does oscillate at 28,800 vibrations per hour, so 4 hertz or 8 beats per second, and it is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. Now the watch is easy to wind and easy to set because it's not a screw-down crown, even though it does achieve 100-meter water resistance. And you'll note, although it is vintage inspired, because of hacking seconds, you get all of the contemporary conveniences, the standards and refinements that you expect of Rolex, from Paraflex, in-house shock protection to hacking seconds, and of course you get Rolex's own white gold, which, unlike conventional white gold in the Swiss watch industry, is homogeneous. They create it at their own foundry, they own the metallurgical patents, so if you scratch it, it's not rhodium plated, it's not nickel plated, there's simply more white gold beneath, not an ugly milky yellow cheap pseudo white gold. This is the real thing through and through, and rendered in exquisite fashion in this Rolex Cellini Prince. You can see this vintage evocative Rolex Cellini Prince and purchase it on our website.